Hey everybody, it is Miss Weber and I am here to model for you guys how we show place value. So today we're specifically going to start a new chapter. We're going to start looking at numbers through 120. I know, some big numbers, right? It's going to be pretty exciting. So the first thing that we are going to need is what you can see on my anchor chart here. Now I want you to take a second and think. If you can remember the name of this chart that I have on my paper here. So remember, my friends, this is called a place value chart. For now, we only are working with two different places. We're working in the tens place and the ones place. Remember, if we want to draw this quickly, we can just put a T and an O to stand for tens and ones. It really doesn't matter, it just depends on what we want to do. So my friends, remember that when we are sketching out in our place value chart, we always want to do a couple of things. We want to make our sketches neat and organized. So when we make our sketches neat, that means that we want spaces in between all of our sketches, so that way we can tell how many tens and how many ones we have, and they're not all kind of crumpled together. The other part that we want is we want everything organized. Remember, in the back of our brains, we always want to be keeping that 10 frame in our brains. 5 on top, 5 on the bottom, and that's how we want to organize everything. So you'll notice as I go through and model this first number for you, you'll notice all of my sketches are neat and they are organized. So my friends, today we're going to start, and we're going to look at the number, just picking any old number. We're going to go ahead and pick the number 76. I'll write that on my chart. 76. 76. So next I have to think, how many tens do I have in that number? How many tens? Well, I see in my number 76, I have 7 tens. Remember, my friends, just like if we were building our number 76, we would build our tens with a rod, with a stick. We're going to sketch a 10 with just one straight line down. I'm going to go ahead and sketch out 7 tens. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to pause here for just a second, my friends. Remember when I was talking before, I said we wanted our sketches to be two things. We want them to be neat and organized. And when we're organizing our sketches, we want to make it look like a tens frame. Tens frame has 5 on bottom, or 5 on top, and then the rest on the bottom. So since I have 5 tens on top, now I need to start my next row to make 6, 7. And remember, friends, we do that because when I look at this here, this is really easy to see that this is 7, because I see I have a brain-friendly row of 5 and 2 more. 5 and 2 make 7. It's all about that efficiency and how quickly we can look to solve our problems. So I have 7 tens. Next, I'm going to look at my ones. In my number 76, I have 7 tens, and I can see here I have 6 ones. I'm going to go ahead and sketch that out. Now remember, my friends, I like you guys to use circles, because circles are easy to either make them closed circles or open circles if we're doing like an addition or subtraction problem where there's two different numbers. I'm going to go ahead and show you this 6 with closed circles. You could use open circles if you wanted to, though. For this, it doesn't matter when we're only sketching one number. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, once I filled up my top brain-friendly row of 5, I added my 1 extra on the bottom. So my friends, this is my sketch of the number 76. Remember, my friends, this would be a level 2 work, because our level 2 work shows a beautiful sketch, but I don't have any labels. So let's go ahead and talk about our labels here really quickly. I could label a couple of different ways, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the different ways that we could go ahead and label these things. The first thing that we're going to label is our tens and ones, telling me how many tens and ones. And this is kind of like a little bit of a mix of like the number names and kind of just writing the digits, which is kind of fun. We like this one. Plus, you guys are really good at it. So I have 7 tens. And when I write my tens and ones, that's all I do. I just write 7 tens. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. And how many ones do I have? I have 6 ones. So that is my tens and ones form of my number. The next form of my number that we're going to look at is expanded form. And remember, when we expand our number, we take that number and we stretch it out. We stretch out that number. We really like this because we are really good at it. And the important thing that we want to remember when we're talking about expanded form is that word value. We want to think of the value of the numbers. So for example, 7 tens, I have to think in my brain, what is the value of 7 tens? Now remember, if I don't know that right away, because these are bigger numbers than what we're used to working with, that's okay. Remember, the easy trick to find the value of a number is to count by tens. Why don't you do that with me? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So the value of 7 tens is 70. And then my expanded form always has that plus sign in the middle. And then I have to think of what's the value of 6 ones. And remember, our ones is kind of easy, right? We like whenever we have to find the value of ones because it's just that number 6. And then if we want to, my friends, remember we can put equals 76 to the side here, but I don't have to. That's just an if I want to do it type of a thing. So my friends, the only other thing that we could add to this is what we call number names. And number names is what it kind of sounds like, right? We're going to write the name of the number. We're going to write the number in words. So my friends, when I write the number name, I am going to do my best on spelling. If you have a grown-up who's working on all of this with you, grown-ups, it is totally okay to help your students spell these number names. If we were actually in our classroom doing this, I would probably have all of that up on an anchor chart for them. It would say 7070 and write it out next to that the number version of it. But since we don't have that, it is a-okay if you want to tell your student how to spell these. So when I write, remember this is called number name. I'm naming the number in words. So I'm going to write the number 76 in words. $76. So my friends, this is a quick little lesson, our quick little I do of how to show a number up to 120 in place value. This was for the number 76. Now, if you go back into the slideshow that I sent for you today, you'll see that there are some numbers that you get to practice on your own, and then a little bit of place value work to submit to me for independent practice at the end. Good luck, guys. I'll see you guys later.